What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hattie here, and for today's video I'm going to be doing a little bit of a self in-person check-in. Now, if you didn't already know, which I hope you do, I have been dieting for a little bit of time now. It's probably been about 4 months. However, it's not been a prep. I'm not getting on stage. It was initially meant to be a mini cut, as it were, but it's just progressed. It's been a bit longer because I've had little moments where I've taken a bit of a break, I've been on holiday, I've had personal life things coming and cropping up, so it has affected things. So I will say that I haven't been 100% on it, but being transparent, this diet phase was one, I needed to shift a little bit of excess fat anyway, but also the main reason why I wanted to do it now was purely because I knew in my mind that eventually come prep next year, I was inevitably going to go on some sort of enhancement and use a PED. So me personally, I didn't want to wait till I was on prep and prepping for stage to try any form of PED and then potentially it not agree with me or have certain side effects. So I was like, you know what, I'd rather just trial it now whilst I'm not in prep. I'm still technically in my off season, regardless of the fact that I'm dieting, and give it a go then. So that was the main backstory as to why I was dieting. So a little bit of a recap. I started, as I said, a few months ago. I did start at 194.2 pounds. This morning we are 172.5 pounds, and today's date is the 3rd of September. So sometimes like my videos do come out a little bit later. So yeah, just for reference, it's 3rd of September. My stats as well, as I said, 172.5 pounds. I'm 25. And I am 5'7", and I compete within the wellness division within bodybuilding. So I'm gonna go through my poses, a little bit of my routine, go through a little bit more in detail, because I do get a lot of questions asked in my comment section. So hopefully I can clear a few things up for you guys. And yeah, hope you enjoy, and a little bit of an update as to what the physique is looking like. Things. So that there was technically my mandatories, with also a little bit of a routine being put into it. So I do practice my posing a lot more. I'm bad for not posing in my off season, because typical bodybuilder, when you are carrying more fat, you just don't like it. It doesn't look as nice because you're not lean. But posing is a massively, massively important thing. How you present yourself on stage is a big deal. Now, that also comes into play with posing. You are actively putting your body in a certain position to emphasize certain muscle groups. Now, I've had a couple of comments talking about my posture, whether it's, I don't know, it might be my front pose. So yes, my hips are pushed back and I will lean into it. So I will be creating, it's almost like an S shape, because you want to show your delt, show a little bit of an upper lat. You want to keep your waist nice and small and tight looking, especially for wellness. But by leaning back, you are showing emphasis on the glutes from the front, which is important, and of course your quad. You want to still be able to see your other quad as well, no matter what side you are posing from. So this here is my front shot. and I am leaning forward. Again, where you guys are now, where Kyle's filming, is where the judges will be. You're going to be above the judges on the stage, so you're going to be aiming towards them downwards. So that's why my posture might be a little bit off. Again, if I'm going through my side shot, the way in which that I pose, again, is to emphasize certain muscle groups. So I want to emphasize bigger lower and more muscle on my lower. So for those of you that say that I'm out of proportion, that my upper is too small, that is the aim. So within wellness, you are supposed to be lower body dominant. That's not to say that you can't have muscle on your upper. You absolutely do need that. But the criteria is a dense lower half. Now, as you can see, I am massively imbalanced. I am working on actively bringing up my delts and my upper back. But the whole point is that I am glute, quad, and hamstring biased. So again, posture-wise, I'm going to be pushing back into my glute to emphasize the muscle. Now, I'm not stage lean, so again, when I am stage lean, it will look very, very different. So pushing back, and you will rotate round. So I'm leaning forward to the judges. And so whether that is what people question about my posture, this is on purpose. It is deliberate. You are actively trying to manipulate your physique and your body to present it in the best possible way. So this is my side shot. Me personally, yes, I'm getting leaner so you can see more delt, but I still need a little bit more. And again, I need a little bit more upper back in my opinion. But the point is that you want to emphasize certain muscle groups. Now, my posing has changed a lot recently. So sometimes I will completely keep my foot facing the other way. Or recently, I have angled it more towards, and I will rotate my hip inwards like that. So I'm basically just recently playing around with different poses, seeing what works best and how to emphasize certain muscle groups. But the whole point of posing is to accentuate a small waist, bigger lower half, but also show that you have still got density in your upper and you've got the shape there. So here, I'm trying to make sure that I'm bringing my lat out and showing my delt, as well as glutes, quads, and hamstrings. So that is the kind of like the point of it. Also, I want to touch note on the fact that I'm not natural, I am assisted. I'm not on cycle at the moment. I did do it probably about 8 weeks ago now, and I started a cycle of Primo. I will go more in depth into that, but there is another video on my channel, which if you haven't seen, go check it out because it does explain my reasonings behind it, why I've chosen Primo, like the route in which I'm going down. But for those of you that think that it's all just enhancements and that my muscles are bigger on my legs because of enhancements, it is not. I have had one cycle over 6 week cycle, that is it. I have trained for 3 years and my genetics play a huge, huge part in my physique and how I look, and it's not all down to enhancements. So don't get it twisted. Like, there are a lot of different factors that come into play. Yes, I have grown muscle from being on things, but my natural genetics, as you can see, I do store a lot more fat on my lower, but that is why I'm playing to my advantage with going into the wellness division, because I am lower body dominant. So they're kind of like the main things. Is there's a reason for posing, there's a reason why I'm in wellness. Wellness is the name of the division as well, so people get hung up on the idea of why it's called wellness. I understand why, but it's just the name of the category, as is figure, bikini, men's bodybuilding, men's physique. It's just the name. So yeah, it's simply just, that's what it's called. Posing is done in a certain way to enhance the physique, make it look a certain way. As I said, all the updates that I've been given on my channel, I'm not stage lean. So I'm not in competition phase. I'm not training to get on stage at the minute. I'm not going to be getting on stage until this time next year. So essentially August, September next year for that season. I've still got a lot more growing to do. I know that I carry fat on my lower. Again, that is genetics. I store most of my fat on my lower. But if anything, that kind of benefits me, because as you can see, I am a lot denser in my lower body. So again, making sure that I am focusing on posing in a certain way to present my physique in the best possible way to the judges. I'm still practicing my flow, and I still need to do another check-in with my coach, which I probably will film for you guys, just to make sure that I am where I should be in terms of diet, physique. She is also a posing coach, so she can help me, but it's just something that I've learned along the way. So a lot of the time when I pose, as I said, I will try different variations with different foot placements to see what works best on my physique. Again, this is why you need to make sure you are practicing. If you are a competitor and you're watching this, you are practicing your posing all the time through off season, through prep, because your physique will change. My physique has changed so much since the start of my diet. As I mentioned, I have lost about 20 odd pounds. So yeah, that's how things are looking at the moment. Pretty much all my stats. If you do have any questions, make sure to drop it in the comments or message me on Instagram. Go follow my Instagram. You can scroll all the way back to 2022 and you can see the improvements that I've made in terms of my physique. And yeah, my point is that I'm actively trying to be imbalanced. It looks a lot more imbalanced because I'm carrying a lot of fat on my lower still. I'm not unaware of that. That is my genetics. I store fat there. So I'm not oblivious to that. However, the point is that I am lower body dominant. That is the reason for the criteria, the category that I compete in. I do compete. I will be stepping on stage next year, all going well, and I've got about 4 weeks left of my diet, so I'll be doing another full in-person check-in, hopefully with my coach, come the end of my diet to see how things are looking. But yeah, I'm really happy with the progress that has been made. It's been a good progress. It's been a good process as a whole in terms of this diet. I've still very much enjoyed it. I am looking forward to it being the end. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you have any questions, whether you're interested in bodybuilding or you're just interested in general, you compete, whatever, feel free to drop me a message or comment below, whatever. If you did enjoy, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I've also just finished my training session here at Ultraflex Derby, so there will be another training session to follow. So make sure to stick around and turn on the post notifications so you don't miss that video. And as always, give it a like if you did enjoy, follow along, subscribe, share, and yeah, other than that, I will catch you guys at the next one.